Let's start in a child's pose. So we come down to kneeling near the center of your mat. Find a comfortable width for the knees and thighs. I like to come down slowly. Sometimes I'll come down to the elbows first, and the forearms. Keep the hips high over the knees, and then let my head drop from there. I'm gonna let the body weight settle back, just enough that I feel I'm settling into the 4 points of elbows and knees. Okay, so this is a modified puppy pose. It's a little less pressure on the ankles and the hips than the child's pose, but if child's pose is comfortable, let the hips settle back onto the heels, and then let the forehead release down. So this first child's pose or puppy pose is an invitation to land. Right? So our practice is not separate from our lives, of course, right? This yoga is woven into everything we do, right? But we have this moment of sort of creating a bridge between wherever you've come from this morning, this week, this crazy year, right? And walking across that bridge, right? Maybe you could think of it as traveling across that bridge using your breath into a more internal space, right? Where the focus is not so much out through social media, out to others. Maybe you're isolating with family or partners, just neighbors, being home more, right? So in a way, this isolation has put us into closer contact with others, plus the fact that we're all kind of experiencing this global phenomenon, right? So I really encourage you to invite yourself to bring the focus to you, to that world inside of you, and practice returning to that world, right, as we move and breathe. Use your breath as a way there. So as you inhale, feel the sensations that come up on that inhale. Feel where your body moves. Same with the exhale. Feel the sensations. Feel where your body, how your body moves as you exhale. And this posture, this child's pose, puppy pose, is available to you for the rest of this practice at any point for any reason. Right? Just need your own permission. If you need a way to return back to this internal focus, right? Mind gets tugged away, a sound inside or outside tugs you away. Come back here. Make it a little easier on yourself as much as you can, right? We're all under a lot of pressure. Let's take a really big breath together to start deepening that cycle. Exhale all the air out. Take a deep, deep, full inhale. And a big exhale. Yoga to the people, we encourage practitioners to release vocal breaths, right? It's a way of releasing tension in all those little muscles in the larynx that really only respond to the command to create sound. So if it feels good, go for it, right? If for whatever reason it doesn't feel right, absolutely no pressure. It's just a tool. One more round of breath before we start to move. Exhale all the air out, maybe with an SH. Pushing the air through the teeth. When you're empty, take a big inhale. You release on a sigh. As you're ready, and I mean that, right? It's always your own pace, your practice. Start to bring some movement into this child's pose, maybe just rocking side to side. Right? Maybe pressing the forehead into the mat. And then come up onto hands and knees when you're ready. Right? Now, take your time if you feel like you need a little more stretch, a little more slowness, right? Just meet us here in this tabletop when you're ready. Spread your fingers out wide once you're there. And then on your inhale, drop your belly, lift chin and tailbone. As you exhale, round your spine, tuck chin and tailbone. And so moving into cat-cows, inhale, stretches the rib cage forward, tailbone back. Exhale, pulls the navel in, drops the head heavy, and then push the mat away to bring stretch into shoulders. So keep going. Inhales, drop the belly, open front of body, front of spine. Exhales, draw the navel in, open back body. We're just working into the spine gently and starting to move with our breath, which is a core part of this Vinyasa practice that we teach at Yoga to the People. Moving with breath, okay? So creating a conscious, a full body consciousness of our breath rhythm, rather than just bringing our intellectual or our mental focus to it. So we're not just trying to remember it as you would remember, right, an answer to a question on a test, but we're remembering it with all the nerves and muscles of our body, forming muscle memory for that breath rhythm. Just makes it easier to remember your breath is there. If you need to follow it back into your body, if you need a moment of tuning in. If these cat-cows want to become something else, go for it. Maybe see curving the spine, right shoulder towards right hip, left shoulder towards left hip, maybe rolling the head gently, right? Rolling the barrel of the rib cage. And moving with breath still. So inhale into one movement. As that inhale transitions to an exhale, so do you transition to another shape. Or maybe you hold the shape you're in, right? One side of the C curve or a cat or a cow, and you take a round of breath or more there. Just feel how the movement ignited by your breath, right? Expansion of the rib cage, contraction of the belly. How does that interact with the shape that you're creating? What can it teach you about your body and maybe about what you need this morning? Now, when you're ready, come back to a strong tabletop position. Now, pull the belly in, gaze down, but don't drop your head. Make sure your gaze is a little bit past the tips of your fingers. On an inhale, extend your left leg up and back, and then reach back through your heel. And roll your left ankle out a little bit. Just checking in with the ankle. As you lift the left leg, make sure you're pushing down through the right knee. And then if your left wrist feels comfortable, reach the right arm forward. So we're coming into an opposite arm leg spinal balance. And make sure that you keep your belly in tight. And release your jaw, because the breath is going to want to get bigger. Just want to make sure you're not holding back that deeper breath. Take an inhale to reach. Exhale, draw elbow to knee around the spine. Right, 2 more. Inhale, reach arm and leg long. Exhale, elbow to knee. And 1 more. Elbow to knee. Reach arm and leg long. And set the hand and the knee down. And right away, extend the right leg up and back. So keep that navel in. So we're warming up the core here. You check in with the right ankle, maybe curl the toes, reach back through the heel, right? Working into the ankle joint too. And then if the right wrist is okay with it, reach the left arm forward, right? It's a slight feeling of tucking the tailbone, just so that you keep that low belly engaged to support your low back. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, draw elbow to knee, round the spine, just like cat. Inhale, arm and leg long. Exhale, elbow to knee, tuck the chin. Good. 1 more. Inhale, reach. And exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. And set the hand and the knee down. Tuck the toes under, take an inhale. And lift your hips up high on the exhale. Find your first downward dog. This practice and explore. Pedal out your heels. Right. Nod your head yes. Turn gaze side to side now. So, especially downward dog is a shape that we repeat a lot in this practice. So it can teach you a lot about how your body's doing today. Right? it's holding tension, right? Where it's not holding tension or less tension at least. Or maybe the areas that are getting stronger or more flexible if you've been practicing regularly. Right? So try to find a downward dog that fits with the body you have in this moment, which doesn't mean that that will be the same downward dog you take for the rest of class. Right? Bend the knees enough to feel like your tailbone can point up towards the top of the back wall behind you. And that'll help give you a long, long spine. And then push your hips higher using the strength of your arms. See if you can isolate the strength of the arms from the shoulders and neck. So it's this feeling of the head dropping closer to the floor as you push the hips higher towards the top of the back wall. Yeah, and that alone takes practice, right? So again, it's just an idea to explore, right? Does this feel like my neck is getting more relaxed while my arms are stronger, right? Does this feel like my spine is getting longer? So you got to do all those kind of little experiments with your own body throughout practice. Let's take a big breath here. Exhale all the air out. Big inhale. Big exhale. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Exhale, tiptoe up to the top of your mat. Find your first forward fold. I really recommend bending the knees in this first one. Bending the knees enough that you feel the weight roll to the balls of the feet. You feel the low back release. Maybe some stretching there, but no strong pulling, no pain. Maybe feel most of the stretch in the legs for this first one. Forehead towards shin, so really releasing the back of the neck. Maybe try a lip flutter. Releasing the cheeks. Measure 2 fists between your feet. Make sure your toes point forward. Inhale to your half lift. Pause here for a moment. We'll just clean it up. I like to bring my hands to my thighs for the first one. Might keep a little bend to the knees or a lot of bend to the knees so you can keep that feeling of tailbone extending out back. Pull the navel in. Tuck the chin just a little bit so back of the neck is long, and then draw the elbows towards your hips as you push your rib cage away from your hips. Take an inhale here. Forward fold as you exhale. Let's do that half lift on our breath. Inhale, heart forward, elbows back. Forward fold as you exhale. Now inhale up through that half lift to standing mountain pose. Arms reach up. Right? Pushing down through your feet, 4 corners of the feet, and then softening down through the shoulders. If you're not sure if the shoulders can relax more, draw the shoulders up towards the ears. Take an inhale, and then melt them down. Right, wrap the pinkies in towards each other. Open the mouth, stick the tongue out. Stretch your jaw. Maybe that helps shoulders relax a little more. And on your next inhale, press your hips forward, lift your heart up. As you exhale, hinge down, forward fold, bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, half lift, elbows back, heart forward, forward fold as you exhale. Inhale draws you all the way up to mountain, straight into that back bend. Lift your heart, maybe head goes back. Exhale, hinge down, belly in tight, bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, half lift. Forward fold, and then take that mountain one more time. Inhaling all the way up, hips forward, lifting the heart and letting the exhale carry you down. Right. Inhale, half lift. Forward fold as you exhale. And find your way to upper push-up plank. Right. So feet back, hands forward if you need to, like the upper part of a push-up. We'll set up our flow. You can take plank on your knees. Just make sure you tilt your pelvis forward, draw your heart forward so that you keep your core engaged. If you're not taking your knees, tuck the tailbone just a little bit to feel the low belly engage. Lift that space between the shoulder blades. Take an inhale, push body weight forward. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, heart forward and up, tops of the feet push down. And exhale, hips up high, downward dog. Okay. And the first one is usually a little rough. Spread the fingers out, let your breath catch up with you. And let's take a big breath. Exhale all the air out. Big inhale. Big exhale. Inhale, lift the right leg up. And just like in that tabletop earlier, reach straight back through your heel. Find extension in your leg. Find space in the joints by contracting the muscles of the leg. Take an inhale to reach back more, and then lift your leg higher. Stack the right hip over the left. Bend the right knee, and move the leg around. Right? Sometimes it feels good just to let the foot hang over to the left, kind of using the weight of the leg to bring a stretch into the hip. Or if movement feels good, go for it. Right? So this movement and the sensations that come up with it, it's all about learning more about your body as it's showing up right now and how you can meet what it needs, right, for this practice. And on an inhale, stretch the right leg up and back. As you exhale, draw knee to nose, shoulders over wrists. Right? One more of those. Inhale, right leg up and back. Knee to nose. Now hold it here. Body weight forward. Gently land right foot between your hands. Nice. Yeah, that was good, Shannon. Keep the back knee and back heel lifted. Inhale, right arm reaches up and left arm down, finding a twist. Yeah, so it's our first twist. So take it easy. Okay, push down through both feet so that you're not collapsing all the weight into your left hand. Keep that back leg straight. Squeeze the left thigh muscles. And then push down through the right big toe. Maybe roll out your right wrist a little bit. Just check in with the hand. Check in with the wrist. Take one more inhale, reach up. Exhale, right hand comes down. Now take an inhale, step back to upper push-up plank on the exhale. Inhale in plank, exhale halfway down. Inhale, heart forward and up. Maybe release the head back and up dog. Exhale, hips up high. Downward dog. Release the head. Inhale, left leg up. Find the full length of your leg. Reach back through the heel like you're pushing the back wall away from you. Take an inhale, reach back. Exhale, lift the leg higher. Stack the left hip over the right. Move the left leg if you like. To explore. Keep your deep breath. All right, release the head a little heavier. And on an inhale, stretch left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over wrists. Right, one more, inhale, reach up. Exhale, knee to nose. Push forward off your back right toes to help you land your foot. It doesn't get all the way up. Right? Bring it up using your left hand so you have ankle under knee, and then reach left arm up right to your breath. All right, so finding the posture on your breath, almost as if the posture is sort of like forming itself around that central breath rhythm, right? So whatever helps you to deepen those inhales without completely losing the shape, right? Spreading the fingers out, maybe rolling that left wrist out a little. Good. One more inhale here. Left hand down as you exhale, step back to upper push-up plank, and find your flow. Okay. So the flow could also just be coming down to the knees, taking a cat-cow. It doesn't have to always be that upward dog to down dog. You can also take your knees from upward facing dog to down dog, especially if your hips are collapsing, right, before your chest. Now inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, draw knee to nose, shoulders over wrist. And one more of those. Inhale, right leg up. Knee to nose, land the foot, body weight forward, ankle under knee. This time, back left heel down to the mat. Inhale, arms chest up, warrior one. Yeah, beautiful, Emma. Beautiful, Nicole. Now, some of you could think of lowering your right hip towards the floor a little more, lifting the left hip. You can even take your hand and gently press that hip bone down. At the same time, think of drawing the low ribs in and extending your tailbone down that back leg. If you feel any twisting in your left knee, adjust your left foot, maybe toes more forward so that you don't feel that. Right? And then release your jaw. Right? Stretch out your mouth. Maybe flutter your lips. Let's take a breath. Exhale the air out here. As you inhale, lift your heart up. Maybe look up. Exhale, dance down to frame your foot. Step back to upper push-up plank and move through your flow. Inhale, I move. Exhale, I move. If you feel like you need a little more cardiovascular effort, you can add push-up to your flow. So before you come into that upward facing dog, just add a push-up. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Right, exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over wrist. Inhale, lengthen. And knee to nose, this time land the foot carefully. Help it up if you need to. Back right heel down. Inhale, arms, chest up. Find the warrior one. Beautiful. So making sure that as you sink low in the lunge, front knee isn't passing over the ankle. So you should still see your left toes. You should feel like you can push down into both heels. So you can move the left foot to the left if that's helpful. And then tailbone tucks, low ribs in. Let's release the arms down by the sides for a moment. Interlace the fingers and just draw the knuckles down. Draw the shoulder blades together. Puff the chest forward and up. Just bringing a stretch across the chest. And then let's take a breath here. Exhale the air out. Take an inhale across the collarbones. Release the hands as you exhale. Inhale, arms, chest up. Maybe look up. Exhale, hands down to frame your foot. Step back, upper push-up plank. Move through your flow. When you get back from this flow, take that warrior one on your breath. So I'll talk through the right side. Inhale, we'll lift right leg up. Exhale, we'll land the foot. Back heel down. Inhale, you find your full expression of warrior one. Right, arms, chest up. Exhale, the hands come back down. You step back, find your flow. And then you move through the left side just like that. So it's like those first cat-cows. Inhale, I move. Exhale, I move. So you're letting the rhythm of your breath carry you through the shapes. Right? So it's a practice of letting go of the doing of the thing and letting yourself have it more as an experience. Right? So we work on this yoga being something that we experience more than just another thing to get done. And we're so trained to get things done in this practice, in this culture, right, in this society. So the more you can allow yourself to feel your way through your practice, the more it's a break, right, a space that you can go to rather than just another task. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, knee to nose. Right, inhale, lengthen right leg up and back again. Exhale, right knee to right tricep. Beautiful. Inhale, right leg up. Right knee to left tricep. Nice, Dan. Inhale, lengthen right leg up. Knee to nose, body weight forward, land the foot gently. Back heel down. Pause here. Move the right foot over to the right a little bit more. Make sure your back knee is comfortable. Touch up on your fingertips, draw your heart forward. Inhale, arms back by the hips, palms facing down. Find a power lunge. So just like in your warrior one, the power lunge power comes from your feet, right? So you should feel like you can anchor down through both heels. If you can't, shorten your stance. Maybe move the right foot to the right more so that you can push down into the floor. Interlace the fingers behind you. Find another stretch for your shoulders. Focus on squeezing the shoulder blades together more than straightening the elbows. Take an inhale, puff the heart forward, and then round down as you exhale, humble warrior. Drop the head towards the inside of right knee. Push down through the ball of right foot. Right shoulder towards the inside of right knee, but absolutely doesn't have to touch. Don't collapse your torso. Keep your navel in tight. Keep breathing. Relax your head more. Take an inhale here. Exhale, chest comes up. Release the hands. Inhale, arms up, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Right arm forward, left arm back. A longer stance in warrior two. So let the feet slide further apart until you can sink very low in that lunge. One day front thigh parallel to the floor. But you can still see your right toes. Right? Should feel stretching and heat building in the thighs at the same time. Tailbone rolls down towards the floor. Low ribs in. Right? Arms squeeze tight around the bone. Gazing forward. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hands down to frame right foot. Step back and find your flow. Right. Downward dog, head heavy. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Exhale, knee to nose. Right. Inhale, lengthen left leg up. Left knee, left tricep. Maybe look over the left shoulder. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen. Left knee to right tricep. We're just in that direction. Inhale, lengthen. Knee to nose. Land your foot carefully. Help it all the way up. Pause here. Back heel down. Make sure you can push into both feet here. Lengthen your heart forward. Inhale, arms back by the hips. Palms facing down. Beautiful. Now, if you feel like your chest or your shoulders are a little tight, you can bring the arms more out towards the sides of the body. Right, so you feel this wider opening across the chest. Then bend the elbows, interlace the fingers the less familiar way. Focus on drawing the rib cage forward and drawing the shoulder blades together. If you notice the shoulders hiking up towards the back of your neck, see if you can release them down. And take an inhale here. Exhale, navel in tight as you round down. Humble warrior. All right, only go as low as your breath can carry you. So if you get to a point where the breath is going away or you're clenching your molars, come out of it a little bit, release the bind a little bit, right? Got to find that balance between creating the shape and staying with that smooth breath. Even the breath might change rhythm, right? Might get faster or slower, but should always be there. Take one more inhale. Exhale, chest comes up, release the grip. Inhale, lift the heart, reach up. Exhale, warrior two, left arm forward, right arm back. Yeah. Find your nice long stance and then sink really low in the lunge. Again, that muscle burn, you want to feel it. We want to warm up the connective tissue in the legs and the hips, soften it so we can stretch it out more later. Right? Tuck the tailbone, low ribs in. Arm muscles are tight, so you're reaching, maybe the fingers are spread out, maybe they're pressed together, right? But you want to feel that the muscles are hugging the bone. Release the front of the throat. One more inhale. Exhale, hands down to frame your foot. Step back, find your flow. And we're going to move through warrior one and warrior two on the breath. If you want to add humble warrior, and you feel confident to take yourself through that on your breath, go for it. Otherwise, inhale, lifts right leg up. Exhale, lands right foot between the hands, back heel down. Inhale up, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. All right, you take an inhale there. And then the hands come down to frame your foot, step back, find your flow, move through left side, just like that. All right, inhale, I move. Exhale, I move. Looks beautiful, Jonathan. Now you're welcome to do your own thing at any point in class, right? If you're a more experienced practitioner and there's something that suggests itself to you in your body, that's the beauty of, well, it's the beauty of Yoga to the People classes. We always encourage that. Always encourage you to be your own teacher, but these Zoom classes as well, right? You're in your own space, most of us. You have that freedom and you have our full permission. right? To explore your body in the way that feels best for you. So it's not so much a practice of making shapes as it is a practice of tuning in and learning how to make choices for yourself that feel right to you, no matter what someone else is saying, right? Or anyone else is saying. When you get back to downward dog, go through those checkpoints again, right? Your body is shifted. Right? Some of us more dramatic ways, some of us more subtle ways. Try to create the shape that's fitting your body in this moment, right? Not fitting your body into a shape. Spread the fingers out, maybe wrap the upper arms out and then in. This feeling of the armpits rolling in towards the sides of the rib cage. If you're flexible, make sure you're not hyper extending your elbows, right? So bend them a little bit. Make sure you're using your muscles to support your joints. And inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Exhale, tiptoe or hop up to the top of your mat and find forward fold once you get there. Find a forward fold that feels good now, right? Might be quite different than that first one, might be similar. The point is just to re-presence yourself to your body in each of these shapes. Okay. Measure 2 fists between the feet, hug the feet around the fist. Inhale to your half lift, heart forward. Exhale, release down. Inhale, hips low, arms high, find your chair pose. Right, this first one can be about cleaning up the shape, just to make sure you're finding something safe for your body. So knees behind the toes, right, belly in. As you draw the hips back, lift the heart forward and up. So one day shoulders over the hips. But if that's causing any tension in the low back, you can focus more on extending rib cage forward, maybe even tuck the tailbone a little bit. And release your jaw. Lip flutters, right? I can't hear the noises you're making. Your neighbors probably expect strange noises by now, right? Where I've heard all sorts of strange noises on my neighborhood once. So let's do one together. Exhale all the air out. Big inhale. Big exhale. One more inhale in your chair. Forward fold as you exhale. Let it go. And really let it go. Right? Or at least invite yourself to bend your knees so that low back really releases. Head heavy. Maybe cup opposite elbow and opposite palm. Let the weight of the arms draw the shoulder girdle down. One more inhale here. Drop the arms down as you exhale. Inhale, half lift, heart forward. Forward fold as you exhale. Inhale, chair pose. Second set. Hips low, arms high. Pull the belly in as you draw the hips back. Stretch the heart forward. Maybe you just find that point where the breath starts to shift, right? And then instead of pushing past that point, focus on breathing deeper and staying where you are, right? Not just physically, not just with the muscle and the bones, but mentally staying with yourself as these sensations get more intense, right? You can do that with your breath, right? You can do that by pressing the palms, bringing the hands to the chest. So finding a balance, a bridge between intensity of experience and presence, right? Let's take a big breath. Exhale the air out. Deep inhale. Big exhale. And then inhale, stand up. Reach the arms up. And then drop the right arm down. Inhale, stretch up through left fingers. Exhale, upper body over to the right. Deep side stretch. Right. Relax the right shoulder. You might bring right hand to right hip and gently guide your hips to the left more. And then push down through your feet as you lift up through your rib cage. Try to release the left shoulder into the socket. So you're bringing the stretch right into those ribs. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale back to center. Left arm down, right arm up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, upper body to the left. Hips to the right. You can use left hand to help you feel where your hips are in space. We don't have a lot of proprioception when it comes to our hips, right? A lot of that ability to feel where they are in space. So use your hands to help you build that proprioception there. Relax your jaw, relax that right shoulder into the socket, but keep the fingers active. Take a deep inhale here. And back to center, both arms up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hips low. Find your third side of chair. And feel for that length across the sides of your body that we just created with those side stretches. And then feel for the space between the ribs opening up as you inhale. The navel coming in as you exhale. Now we're going to turn this chair into a flow. You can stay here. You can come out of it whenever you need to. Come to forward fold if you want to flow. Inhale here. Exhale, torso halfway down, arms back by the hips. Half chair. Right, 2 more. Inhale up, chair, arms, chest up. Exhale, navel and hips back, arms back by the hips. 1 more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, half chair. And then inhale all the way up, mountain, hips forward. Lift the heart up. Hinge all the way down, forward fold. Take a moment, head drops heavy, bend the knees, roll the weight forward to balls of feet. Inhale, half lift, heart forward. Forward fold as you exhale. Find your upper push-up plank, find your flow. Good work. Big breaths. All right. Back and downward dog. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, knee to nose. Land right foot carefully. Back heel down. Inhale, arms, chest up, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Right arm forward, left arm back. Find your nice long warrior 2 stance. Yeah, Jessica is gorgeous. Flip the right palm up. Inhale, stretch forward through right fingers. Exhale, reach to the ceiling with right fingers. Find your reverse warrior. Stay low in the lunge. Some of you might glance at that right knee. Make sure it's still right over the ankle, so don't want it to tilt in. Yeah, Ted, move your right knee to the right just a little bit. Oh, that was awesome. Yeah. And then always compare my cues with how it feels in your body. So if something I say doesn't feel right, adjust it so that it does. Yeah. Sit low, low in the lunge. Tuck your chin, look towards your right armpit. Might give you a little stretch in the back of the neck. And then if you're going for that half bind with the left arm behind your back, think of shoulder blades together. And at the same time, low ribs in. Right, take a nice deep inhale through right ribs. And then hands down to frame your foot. Step back, pause in your upper push-up plank. We're going to move to a side plank. So if you know you need to take a knee or a forearm down, go for it now. Otherwise, bring right hand under your nose, roll to the outer edge of right foot, reach left arm up. Yeah. And if you get here and you're like, oh, this does not feel right, just come back to plank, right? You could take the right knee down. You could take the right forearm down. So really make the practice fit you. Reach up through left fingers. Maybe you lift left leg up. Maybe you go for a toe lock, right? Some of you grabbing that left big toe with your first, second fingers, kicking the heel up. Take 1 more inhale. Exhale, back to plank. Find your flow. Or just meet us in downward dog. Right, back in downward dog, head heavy. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Exhale, knee to nose, land left foot carefully. Back heel down. Inhale up, warrior 1, lift your heart. Exhale, warrior 2, left arm forward, right arm back. Yeah, check out that knee. Check out the long stance. You are warmer now, most of you. So see if you can get a little longer of a stance, right? As long as there's no pain. Flip the left palm up. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, reverse warrior, reaching to the ceiling. Right, so it's a more up feeling than back. You want to make sure there's length through both sides of your rib cage. Right? You want to try your best to stay low in the lunge so that the stretch goes all the way from that left psoas up into the shoulder, right? So we're stretching all sorts of little muscles in the ribs, in the trunk of the body that support our breathing. Right? Super important stretch. Tuck the chin if you're looking towards the armpit. Relax both shoulders into the socket. Keep those left fingers active. Take one more inhale, reach up, maybe a little back. Exhale, hands down to frame your foot. And step back to plank and pause. We're going to move to the other side of that side plank, legs together, left hand under your nose, roll to the outer edge of left foot. Nice. Find your breath first. If you're having trouble smoothing your breath out, right, it's okay if it's faster, but if you're starting to clench your teeth or make a face, adjust something, right? Maybe bring that left knee down, maybe cross or stagger your feet. Right? If you fall out, try to come back into it. That's the practice. It's not about finding perfection. It's just about learning to return to yourself, right? Learning not to give up on yourself. Maybe reach the right arm forward. Maybe lift that right leg up. Take one more inhale wherever you are. Back to upper push-up plank. Find your flow. Now we're going to move through all of that on the breath. If you know where you're going, go for it. I'll talk through right side. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, knee to nose, land right foot. Back heel down. Inhale takes you up through warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Right arm forward. Front palm up. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Reach the ceiling. Big inhale through right ribs there. Exhale, hands down to frame your foot. You can take that side plank on your breath, right? Stepping back. Rolling to the outer edge of right foot, reaching left arm up for one inhale, and then on the exhale, coming back to your plank, right? Finding your flow, moving through the left side like that. Try going through the left side on your own, and don't worry if you feel like you aren't sure if you're matching the right shape to the right part of the breath. There is really no right or wrong. Some of you might find a certain shape works better with an inhale for you than an exhale, right? Or vice versa. And one of the things I love about Yoga to the People is their emphasis on learning through one's own experience, right? Rather than idolizing a specific teacher or a specific belief system, which I have nothing against that if that works for you. Good for you, right? We find what works for us, but for me, it's always been learning through my own experience. In other words, learning the hard way in some cases. Right. And having someone that's been through certain experiences that maybe you're going through can be helpful, right? Avoiding injury, maybe making things a little smoother. When you're back in downward dog, exhale all the air out. Deep, full inhale. Big exhale. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Exhale, tiptoe or light hop, top of the mat. Hang heavy, forward fold. Measure 2 fists between your feet. And take your peace fingers, first and second fingers, slide them between big toe, second toe, hook them around your big toes. We're going to take a Padasana, hand to foot pose. Bending the knees as much as you need to tilt the tailbone up. Roll the weight forward to the balls of the feet. Hold on your toes and drop your head, drop your torso down. So it's like you're trying to sandwich your upper body against your legs. But again, bending the knees as much as you need to. Even with the knees bent, you'll get a great stretch in the thighs. Pull those sits bones up. Forehead towards shins. Shoulders away from sides of the neck. Find your breath. Keeping the grip on the toes. On your next inhale, draw your heart forward. Straighten the elbows. And then go deeper as you exhale. Pull. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, mini half lift, keeping grip on the toes, elbows straight. Pull as you exhale. One more inhale here. And then releasing the grip on the toes. Inhale for a full half lift, heart forward. Forward fold as you exhale. Bring your feet together, toes touch, heels a little apart. Inhale, hips, arms high. Press your palms. Find your thunderbolt. Right? Roll the armpits in towards each other. Drop the tops of the shoulders away from sides of neck. Bring the arms forward and down if you need to feel like you're engaging your chest muscles without squeezing the shoulders against the sides of neck. Take an inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Forward fold. Head heavy. Big inhale here. Big exhale. And then the next inhale, hips and arms high. Press your palms again. And draw the hands down to the heart. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hinge forward and down, twist to the right. Left elbow to the top of right near thigh. Seated prayer twist. Make sure your knees stay in one line. So you might need to draw the left knee back. Squeeze the thighs together. And then work it in the breath. Every inhale, imagine the ribs opening up. Allow that opening. Every exhale, draw the navel in, which might deepen the twist a little bit more. Fly away or bind if that's in your practice. Beautiful. One more inhale. Back to center on the exhale. Stay low. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, hinge forward and down, twist to the left. Right elbow to the outside or to the top of the thigh. So again, finding that balance point between creating something like the posture I'm suggesting or describing and what works in your own body. Right? That's how you create this sustainable transformation. Make sure your breath is there, knees in one line, squeeze the thighs together. Inhales, expand the ribs. Exhales, navel comes in, fly away or bind if that's in your practice. Beautiful. One more inhale. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, sit low. Exhale, stand up. Keep your hands at your heart. See if you can turn to your breath in the face of whatever bubbles up. Right? And I really mean whatever. It could be body sensation. It could be noises outside distracting you. It could be something bubbling up from inside. Right? And so we just practice this skill of making a space of ourselves, making a space of our breath, so that we have somewhere to go, to check in, to take a moment, no matter what's going on, inside, outside. We probably all have something we need a breath for in this moment, so let's take it together. Exhale all the air out. Big inhale. And a big exhale. Now legs together, arms reach up. Interlace the fingers, cross the thumbs. Point the index fingers up. Squeeze the legs together, press the hips forward. We're going to take a little longer of a back bend. Just go to where you can breathe. Inhale, lift the heart. When you can't lift the heart anymore, let the head drop back. You're already in a back bend here. Keep pressing the hips forward, lifting the heart and breathing. If your breath is smooth, lift more through the heart and start to draw a line on the ceiling towards the back wall. When the breath pattern shifts, pause there. Take one more inhale. Back to center. Inhale, lift your heart, and then hinge down. Bend the knees more if the legs are still together. All the way down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Forward fold as you exhale. Bend knees, plant palms, step back up or push up, plank. Find your flow. Back in downward dog, head heavy. Fingers spread wide. Good. This will be the last downward dog for this practice. So maybe just notice one thing that seems to have shifted, even if it's just the feeling of the air on your skin, maybe the way the clothes feel, or maybe it's something mental or emotional, right? A little less grasping to one of those looping thoughts. And just acknowledging one thing that's shifted or more if that comes to you. Let's take a breath for that. Exhale all the air out. Deep, full inhale. Big exhale. And then inhale, shoulders over wrists, upper push-up plank. Lower slowly all the way down to your belly. Okay. I'm going to do a few more back bends just to really strengthen the spine. Bring some opening to the front of the spine. Reach the arms forward, palms face each other, legs long behind you for superhuman pose. Right, chin at center of mat. Now, even before we lift, let's bring the legs together and squeeze the leg muscles tight. Exhale all the air out. As you inhale, lift everything up, arms, legs, chest. Right, go for length first, reaching forward, reaching back, and then push down through the pelvis to lift the rib cage up a little bit more. Then lift the thighs up a little bit more. And take one more inhale, get a little more height, let it go on the exhale. Arms back by your hips, palms facing up. Right. Letting the whole shoulder girdle release down. And looking to one side, maybe most of us looking to the right, left ear on the mat. Passive neck stretch. One more of those. Bring the chin back to center. Arms reach forward, or if you have another back bend in your practice that you've done before, like bow, right? You've done it at least 3 times. Know how to do it without hurting yourself. Go for it. Otherwise, squeeze the legs together. Press the air out. Inhale, lift everything up. Arms, legs. Inhales, go for length. Exhales, peel one more rib up off the mat. Inhale, reach a little more. Exhale, 1 more inch of thigh off the mat. Sustain that height. Inhale, lift a little higher. Release. Arms back by the hips, looking to the opposite direction. Palms facing up. Maybe push the belly into the floor as you inhale. Drawing that inhale expansion all the way down to your low back. These back bends, these superhuman poses are really great for teaching our nervous systems to be more resilient, to go from 100 to 0, using the breath as a vehicle, as a bridge, right? Back to the breath as that bridge between states. Bring your chin to center, hands under the shoulders. Press up to tabletop. And then take a few cat-cows here. Inhaling to drop the belly. Lift chin, tailbone. Exhaling to round the spine. Inhale, drops the belly. Exhale, rounds. Now you can absolutely just stay with these cat-cows if you feel like this is what you need. Otherwise, come to standing on the knees for one more back bend instead of camel. Want the knees about a hip's width distance apart. You can measure with 2 fists, or they can be wider. Knees wider apart if you want more stability. Inhale the shoulders up. Exhale, draw them back. And then hands to the base of the spine, fingers point down. Right, draw the elbows back, press the hips forward. Inhale, lift the heart straight up and let the head release back. So you're already in camel here. I suggest focusing more on hips forward and heart up than how far back you go. Right? And breathing here. If you do choose to go for your heels, make sure thumbs outside, fingers inside to keep that external rotation in the arms. Make sure you're breathing and the weight doesn't collapse back. So keep those hips pressing forward. Take one more inhale. Chest comes down, chin comes down last. Bring the hips down to the heels. Maybe find the hero's pose or sit cross-legged if that feels better. Just find a seat to process. That's maybe one of the biggest challenges in the situation that we're all in, this epidemic, or pandemic rather, this quarantine, is just the sheer amount that we need to process so that we feel the need to process each day. Just taking a piece of that doing what you can each day, practicing acknowledging yourself for showing up and forgiving yourself for what you weren't able to do according to yours or anyone else's expectations. Just trying again. So breath for you, just showing up for yourself today. Exhale the air out. Big inhale. Big exhale. Stay here longer if you need to or want to. Otherwise, bring your legs out from underneath you. Lengthen them out long in front. We'll do a seated forward fold. This is meant as just an opening for the back of the spine after that deep opening in camel. So bend the knees if you need to. Feel that release in the low back. Reach the arms forward and up. Take an inhale. Exhale, hinge forward and down. Right, now when you feel the low back catch or the leg muscles catch, maybe you do a little half lift, heart forward as you inhale. Just releasing down, maybe releasing the head. Of course, if you know variations of this that you want to take, you're welcome to. If you want to focus on the leg stretch, just make sure you're drawing your heart forward and up. Make sure that your low back feels long. Take an inhale wherever you are. As you exhale, release it and roll up. Make sure you're sitting about the middle of your mat. Bend the knees. And lift the shin bones up. Bring your hands underneath your knees on the thighs. We're going to move towards a half boat, but just want to make sure that you're keeping your spine long first. Right? So you can keep your hands here if you need that support to keep the spine long. Navel draws in. Maybe reach the arms forward, palms face each other. And then press the palms, cross the thumbs. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Twist to the right. Inhale, center. Twist to the left. Inhale, center. Separate the hands. Draw the knees into the chest. Lengthen lower hover. Draw the knees in. Lengthen lower hover. Two more. Draw the knees in. Lengthen lower hover. Draw the knees in. Lower hover. Scissor kick the feet. Maybe biceps by the ears. Maybe rub your tummy, pat your head. That's always very difficult for me, but maybe it's good for me. I don't know. But if you can do it, good for you. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Let it go. Big breath, maybe with the hands on the belly. Core work's so good for our back, so good for the circulation in our organs. Draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug, right? We all need a hug right now. Rolling side to side if that feels good. Bottoms of the feet come together for a supine butterfly, knees open wide. Interlace fingers around pinky edge sides of feet. Tuck the chin a little, just to look down the front of the body so the back, the neck is long. And just let the shape do the work for you. So you don't necessarily need to pull. Massage those organs in your belly with your breath. Releasing the muscles of the belly as you inhale. Releasing your jaw as you exhale. One more inhale here. And open the feet out wide to happy baby. So ankles over knees, knees wider than the ribs. Maybe continuing that hip stretch, kicking the heels up, pulling the balls of the feet down. Try to use mostly your fingers as you grip so that the wrist stays straight and the pull is happening from the elbows. Okay. Yeah, maybe use this posture to release any lingering tension in the jaw, fluttering the lips, opening the mouth, sticking the tongue out. Ah. Let's do a collie breath here. So We'll exhale first. As you inhale, scrunch up all the muscles of your face. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And open your mouth. Ah. Right, so now you know how it goes. Let's try it again. Exhale all the air out. Inhale, squeeze all the muscles of the face. Contract your cheeks, purse your lips, screw your brow. And then open wide. Ah. And then as you're ready, legs long, arms alongside body, palms facing up for your Savasana. Now, you're welcome to stay in this Savasana even through the end of class, right? I'll be going through some announcements, but of course, Yoga to the People is always donation based. So if you want to just linger in your Savasana, feel free to turn me off when you need to, but visit yogatothepeople.com/donate if you're able to give, right? We really appreciate it if you are. If not, settling into your Savasana. This is the last posture of the sequence, the one that asks us to practice being with however we show up for ourselves, right? However we experience our lives in this moment, everything we want to change, everything we don't want to change, and just breathing with that, feeling it, right? Not moving to change or fix ourselves or escape ourselves. And that's why, in my opinion, it's seen as one of the most advanced postures, because that's really hard to do, especially these days. Take it one breath at a time, maybe one more breath than you think you can do. As I said before, Yoga to the People, it has always been and always will be donation-based. It's one of the reasons I was able to open to yoga as a practice. I didn't know how to practice anything before I started integrating yoga into my life. It was always about extremes with me. And being able to come to class even when I didn't have any money taught me the value of repetition, consistency, slow build. So if you're able to donate, please do. We ask for 12. It's not a floor or a ceiling. yogatothepeople.com/donate. The link is in the chat box as well. And if you can't donate, but you like this class, please share on social media, invite your friends. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. And reach out to me, find me on Instagram. Love to hear feedback, connect with you. Goodbye, Jonathan. We have a teacher training happening. And today is the last day of the early bird discount. So if you're interested in teacher training, please check it out. If you have that little butterfly for this practice in your belly, it really was the next step for me and a lot of other people, especially if you resonate with Yoga to the People style. I think it's the best training out there for teaching you how to speak this practice. So please reach out if you're interested. Class ends with a quote. Today's quote comes from Rilke. I hold this to be the highest task of a bond between two people, that each should stand guard over the solitude of the other. Big breath, exhale all the air out. Deep, full inhale. And a big exhale.